Hello everybody, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel, or hello if it's your first time here. I'm Wayne, I'm glad you could join me. Right, 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners. I saw on the thumbnail the toilet, the bathroom door, that you have big gaps in yours. That's the one thing that I know, because as I said it was on the thumbnail. But driving on opposite side of the road? No, because that's another thing, innit? Most places in the world drive on the right hand side of the road. I don't know. What puzzles us? I don't know. Right, I'll subscribe. This is on the bright side. I'll give it a thumbs up. Right, let's check out what confuses me and see how confused I can be. A little bit more than usual. Always confused. Right. Go.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that
It feels like it's saying that, you guys, but I can check it out still.
munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americans.
Deep fried pickles, I have never heard of that. But I do like pickles, so I can't see what would be wrong with that. Pickle gets warm once it's been in the burger.
Mechanisms I've
Be
gathered.
alright.
Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game. When you go shopping in the US and see
I'm going to pause a lot. I've actually had a lot of people in my comments. When I watch American YouTubers, they say, I've always seen them always say, I don't like it, why can't they just add to it? But in my comments, it seems like most of you guys like the fact that you can, you know where your tax is going, or I don't know. It made sense what I read in the comments about not having the tax added, doing it yourself. And it made sense, the comments that I read. But yeah, it'll have you divided, I imagine. Let me know
a
in the
price
comments.
tag that says $14.88. Don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price. It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT. Number 20. We're total workaholics. A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations.
See, that's something that I hear about as well. Someone did write in the comments that they worked for like 4 years and got a month holiday, vacation, and they loved that. Whoever wrote that in the comments, so I read it as though that you enjoyed that. That's a good thing. But I don't know. Everywhere's different, innit? But yeah, I've heard that the work-life balance is so much different over there. People pressure you when your time's coming up that you've got to have off, or you want to have off, go away on holiday. People kind of make you feel bad for that. Is that just the internet making me think that, or is that an actual thing? Your bosses and colleagues are like, you're going away on holiday, but we need you here. I don't think it can be that harsh, but yeah. You don't become a successful country without working hard, dear.
So they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year. But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay. Wow, maybe I should take some time off. Or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups. In the States, this
See, that's something crazy as well. Every movie that I've seen where people are drinking, it's Solo cups. I've been to 1 or 2 house parties in my life, and not once did I see any plastic cups of any colour. So yeah, that is massively an American thing.
red plastic cup is synonymous with party on, dude. But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew? Number 18. Deep-fried everything. Whether it's fried pickles or even fried Oreos, America has it all.
I definitely tried deep fried pickle. That does sound alright. Sounded weird at first, but I do like pickles. But no, we seem to deep fry a lot of stuff. Perhaps we got that from you, I don't know, but in Scotland they started deep frying chocolate bars and that, and they're pretty good.
All. Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the U.S., it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries. Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively, the ones
I feel as though that yours are probably much bigger and more variety. I do feel that, but you go and get your meal deals, sandwiches and chocolate bars as well as all your prescriptions and stuff like that. But you couldn't go in there and do a shop. I probably feel as though you could go there and do a week's shop in your pharmacies.
in the U.S. are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
Never seen a magazine in the pharmacy, I don't think.
16. Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it. France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But in the U.S., the idea of free refills is still alive and well. 15. If you don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the U.S. even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too.
I don't know about a return day, that does sound crazy, but a lot of people return stuff that they didn't want. Or give it along at next Christmas or a birthday or something, I think.
Thrilled about. 14. Tips for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and
That's
sometimes
crazy.
consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants. When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone. 13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times.
That reminds me of a video the other day. There was some mention of people walking about with coffees and that in their hand. And I remember saying that walk around with a can of pop or whatever, but never a hot drink. My missus pointed out literally a couple of days before I was walking around Lincoln with a coffee. So I lied. I have done it before.
Of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours? Sounds like fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks. Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like.
My Coke's literally room temperature. It really doesn't bother me. We do have ice. I probably ain't got any ice in my freezer at the minute, but we do. I think I don't know. It's never what. I don't know. Try and keep the internal body temperature warm so we don't die of coldness. Even though the sun's out, it's deceiving. I don't know. I don't know whether it's just me. I feel as though it must be a lot of us. I don't mind. Literally, this Coke's probably been set out 20 minutes, half an hour. And through the window, it's pretty warm in this room, but not warm enough to warrant ice for me.
It on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11. Keeping the AC.
I'm not sure that's true. If I get a drink from somewhere where we're out, it'll come out of a fridge. Perhaps they won't put ice in it unless you ask, as they've just said, but it's never off the windowsill from the sunlight.
On at all times. Americans must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it. Number 10.
That's what we like to do.
Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember going to Europe for the first time and thinking their banknotes looked like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of...
I don't know. I've heard that being said before. I think the dollars look pretty cool, I do. I think they look alright.
Countries have bills of different colors.
I think I can't even think which countries, but some countries have gone too far. They've been talking about changing our money now, getting rid of the important people from the past and stuff like that, you know, Churchill and all that, and replace it with things like badgers and weasels and stuff.
And sizes, depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the US. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies.
I don't know why, but from your dollars.
Number 9. Giving a thumb. But still.
I don't know. They look like wanted posters and that style of writing on it. Like cowboy style wanted posters. That's what it looks like to me.
US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies. Number 9. Giving a thumbs up. In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to go, or anything positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip?
That's strange. I'm always giving a thumbs
Number
up.
8. The date writing conundrum. So many visitors.
Yes, that is insane. What are you doing? God, you must agree. It's smallest to largest. I say that and I've got there. It'd be weird if it was 24, wouldn't it, opposed to 420. But yeah, no, the day first makes sense. But it's something I grew up with. But if an alien that just comes down, I feel as though I'd look at the smallest to largest day, month, year, opposed to, I can't even, month, day, year. I don't know. It's crazy to me, but obviously it's crazy to you, our way, innit? But yeah.
To the US get really confused by the month, day, year thing, because most parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year. There's
I thought everywhere did, but you guys.
No clear historical reason why the US insists on writing the day differently, but we just.
You wanted to break away, wanted to be different from us. That's 100% reasonable, innit? That's what I reckon.
Still. Number 7. Pre-baby baby showers. Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries, for instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck.
See?
Number 6.
That's what I was thinking there. I reckon that's probably why it's not. It does happen, you know, I've heard of it happening here, but it ain't such a widespread big thing that is over there. I've seen it on movies loads of times and stuff like that, because Hollywood teaches all the facts, doesn't it? But probably we don't have it over here for the same thing as the Japanese. Don't count your chickens.
Where how are you means hello. Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even require a real response. People just answer with fine thanks, even if they're in a horrible mood or had a
I don't reckon it's the words that we perhaps wouldn't get. If I was to say, you alright, to the how are you, right? People get confused by that when we visit each other's countries. I think it's more likely by the tone, because they're not used to people talking with the accent, and tone that they do it might sound more sincere. Do you know what I mean? Might sound more sincere coming from the opposite side. I don't know, but I say all the time, I feel as though I wouldn't start telling me a life story if one of you guys asked how I were. Likewise, I'd like to think that you'd pick up that I'm just saying, you're right, as in hello.
Terrible day. Number 5. Bathroom stalls that aren't so private. Don't like.
I know I'm pausing a lot, I paused a lot, but this one, it can't be everywhere, surely. This one is mental. Why would they, right, in this country, in a lot of European countries, I believe, that you have to pay to use private toilets, right? If they had doors like this, what I'm trying to say, public toilets, not private toilets, public toilets you see in, I don't know, parks or whatever, it makes sense if they didn't have doors on it like this, because they didn't want people using them, because they didn't want to employ people to clean them. But we have to pay to use them, so you pay to get them clean, basically. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Other than that, I just don't think they want people to use the damn bathrooms if they've got tiny doors. But yeah, I'm guessing most establishments don't have it like this.
Doing your business in front of complete strangers?
Perhaps schools.
Americans don't either, of course. But the 5. Bathroom stalls that aren't so private. Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course. But the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise. There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in public bathroom stalls here, but many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying. Number 4. No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there. Number 2.
No, we don't have grape really, but I disagree. Like cookies and biscuits, we do have cookies, but biscuits as well. Two completely different things. Are kind of the same but different. So the things you call cookies, we call cookies too. But we also have biscuits, not the biscuits that you call biscuits. But yeah, cookies themselves probably don't have a massive selection of, but biscuits, never ending. But yeah, no, cookies themselves, as we were specifically on about, there's not a massive selection.
Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting...
And I need to figure out why we don't have grape. Blackcurrant, we favour blackcurrant over here.
Into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude. Number 1. That classic American smile. In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language. That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the U.S. or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like, share it with a friend.
Trying to think of an Americanism. I can't think of one.
And here are some more cool videos to check out from the bright side of life.
See, not confused about it, apart from the door. There must be a legitimate reason, but no one seems to know. Every time I've heard anyone talk about it, I ain't got a clue what I was trying to say when I thought what my thought on it was earlier. But yeah, I feel as though that they just don't want people to use them. It's safety, I have heard that, but I don't know. But I'm guessing is it the majority, literally the majority of the bathroom stalls that are like that? See, I've said bathroom stall. I would normally say toilet cubicle. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. It was fascinating, but as I said, most of it didn't puzzle me. What was the other one that did though? I don't remember. If you guys enjoyed that, give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.